Hey, what's up, everybody? It's time for the Blind Wave podcast, and this week is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be doing our normal thing with us going over, best things of the week, or the news stories, or here's a poop story. We're going to be talking, going about a little bit more serious this week. So, as a lot of you guys know, we did accept Shane's resignation to Blind Wave this week. And it's been a tough week for all of us, but we put that out there on Tuesday, and we got a lot of response, a lot of people reaching out or being, what is this about? What do you guys mean about certain things? And we always had the intention to, put that out, but to talk about it here, because the most important thing to us is our community, is the people that come and watch and can feel, they can feel like they can turn off their problems and just have a good time. So whenever we have problems and that affects you guys, we take that extremely, extremely seriously. And, we do this for a living. It's our business. And, when, stuff like this can pop up, we work overtime. We try as hard as possible to do the right thing. And for us, accepting Shane's resignation was the right thing to do. We put that statement out, and it's been a tough week for us.
Yeah, no, it's been stressful, and change is very hard, and there's lots of things, and we're very appreciative of people caring. The community we have is one of the best communities, I think, on the internet, and because of that kind of stuff, number one, we appreciate you guys caring to begin with.
Yeah.
Number two, we want to always make sure we're doing the right thing for us, for Blind Wave, for the community. Mm-hmm. So there's always been a lot of that. So I don't know, it's gonna be difficult going forward, I think, but it's also gonna try to be as similar as we can make it. There's still gonna be streams. There's still gonna be videos. Nothing is stopping as far as that kind of stuff goes. But no, as Eric said, this past Tuesday, we had an announcement. We wanted people to be aware, and we also wanted to have something out there. And I know some people kind of thought maybe it was a little official toning,
a little businessy, for how much we are all friends.
Yeah, and it in some ways it has to be a little bit, which we'll probably get into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's been a stressful week for all of us.
Yeah.
And, we don't necessarily want to try to push that to any of us. We don't want anyone to have too much of a stressful time with anything. But with a lot of this stuff, for our sakes, for your guys' sake, we do have some words that aren't just from us. We thought it would be good to try to hear things from Shane.
Yeah.
With that, we don't have Shane here, obviously, but he did give us a recording of his thoughts on everything, and we did want to play that for all of you guys.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk more about it after that and going forward. So, Rick, if you want to start that up and...
Yeah. Hey guys, I wanted to make this statement about everything that's going on. There's been a lot of speculation online about everything, and I just want to clarify my resignation. I breached the trust of my best friends and my business partners, and I breached the trust of members of the community. I did things I said things I shouldn't have said that were inappropriate, and I need to take responsibility for that and not hide from it. And the biggest thing is, a lot of people are thinking this is a mental health thing, and that's not the reason I resigned. I think those are important conversations for people to have, but it's not really pertinent to my resignation. I'm so sorry, guys. I love I love all these guys, and I love the community, and just I've been so blessed just to have my life touched, by some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And I just want to tell you I'm sorry. And these guys have just been the most supportive people ever, and I just feel so bad, and I feel so shitty over everything. And I don't want people in the community to feel like I was just forced out and to draw a line, in the community. And no, I mean, you guys need to stay united and keep watching these guys because they're amazing people. I think this is the best reaction channel on YouTube. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for anything I said, men or women, that's inappropriate, and I'm sorry just for the people I hurt. And I wish I could just take it all away. I know it's fucking crazy. I would take it all. I feel like I wish I could just take it all and put it on me, because I feel like I deserve it, because everything I've done, and these guys have just been supportive, and they have, and I just want to get their trust back and get your guys' trust back, and just this community is the most amazing thing ever, and I just don't want anyone thinking, I don't want depression or anything like that being an excuse for anything I've done, because it's not. I feel this way because of the result of some decisions I made, and there are things they're decisions that I made, and I got to live with those things. But I want to hopefully, I hope I can just be forgiven by you guys and by these guys, and I love doing what I do, and and I feel like real shitty that I'm not here anymore, but it's the right thing to do for right now, for sure. And I just hope, I hope you believe me when I say, the things that I say, and and that I, the things that I've said, and I meant those things, and I just want to tell you, I'm sorry, and don't make sorry for that. I breached everyone's trust, and I want to get it back. And I know that involves me trying to be a better man, and it's not just about my actions, it's also about time. And I'll do whatever I need to do. But I love you guys, and I hope this clears things up, and don't get mad at the crew. They're awesome. Get mad at me. Okay? And that's all I got to say.
I know a lot of people thought depression was a big thing, which, I mean, Shane did leave previously for depression. A lot of that stuff is a separate issue. Blind Wave, we are friends. And that's one of the things, that's what makes a lot of this hard. There's lots of things behind all that, though. You guys get to see the fun reactions, you guys get to see the fun gameplays, you get to see a lot of stuff, but there's lots of stuff behind the scenes that we're constantly doing and working on, and a lot of that stuff I feel comes down to being able to trust each other.
Yeah.
And some things have happened over the last few weeks. There's some things from, I feel like a few months, different things like that have been discussed a lot back and forth, and there's no, I don't feel like there's any single event for this discussion to have gone the way it did. It's just as things have kind of altered and changed and moved and whatnot, this was a decision that when we talked and we discussed with Shane, and we decided moving forward, some different actions needed to be taken, and he thought that it was best to resign because of actions that he's taken or behaviors that he's done. Yeah. So, it's not it never was like a force out. It was always like conversations, and being partners and friends. We always need to trust each other, and I hope that trust can be regained.
Yeah.
Forgiven, all that kind of stuff in the future at some point. So that's something that we're hoping to move forward to. And in the meantime, Shane's wanting to work on bettering himself, bettering stuff with his family, all that kind of stuff that he wants to work on and do. And
I mean, like Aaron said, it's a lot of things over a lengthy period of time. It's not as a result of like statements made in public, which is what you see a lot in these kind of cases.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
I mean, it's a lot of choices and a lot of behavior that Shane, had over these last, for a couple different instances here. And while we can't be super specific about certain things, we just want to let you guys know, I support Shane's taking responsibility for the things that he's done, the things that he's said, and I want to make sure that we're respecting, at the very least, his ability to get better, but mostly or completely is our community is completely protected from anybody's bad behavior. We want, we can't be super specific on a lot of things, but there was a breach of trust with us, and we need to, we have to address that. And Shane agreed with us, and he chose that this was the best course of action, both for us and for him and for our community. So, yeah,
a lot of it is, as friends, you want to be able to help people work through issues. But once lies start to be told and you can't trust what someone is saying anymore, it's a lot harder to help them. And it's a lot harder to trust them in a business sense as well.
Yeah.
I do want to stress that we're not aware of any sort of criminal activities.
No, this is
unrelated to anything like there's no criminal acts or something like that where it's because of that we're drawing a line. There's some things that have been built up over the course of some time, and other things that maybe through discussion have come up more recently or something, but there's no here's a criminal act and now we're taking action on that kind of thing necessarily. So I mean, some stuff is just, I don't know, some of it's conversations, some of it's some misconduct, whether it's things that as a business we're we want to look professional on screen, so don't have your phone on screen, to whatever, there's various things that have built up over time. So while that's a small thing, that doesn't necessarily, the thing is trust and building, and some of those have been broken because of various things, It's been a stressful situation. It's been discussed for a while, and the actions that have been taken have been what all of us, I would say all five of us, believe would be best for Blind Wave, best for the community. I mean, I feel like our top priority is always, the community. Blind Wave is very much, what we are because of trying to, it's about friends, it's about friendships. WaveCon and stuff has been built up because of people becoming friends during our, during Discord and conversations and wanting to meet up and actually meet each other and stuff. And that stuff's all been amazing, and you don't have that if you don't have trust amongst everybody. And
it's been a difficult week. Yeah, for everybody. I understand people are watching are frustrated and stuff too. But believe me, I mean, this is hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of conversation just this week alone with Shane and all that stuff.
And
so
as friends, I mean, we're gonna continue to call Shane and be there for him.
Yeah, I mean, we officially announced this on Tuesday, but the decision, Shane actually saying I'm resigning was Friday, and I've talked to him literally every single day since, Like, I've been best friends with him for like 15 years, you know. So a decision like this, trust me, it's not lightly. It's not without investigation and knowing what we know and all that stuff. But it's also about making sure that, you know, we're doing things the right way. None of us have a business degree. None of us have. No one knows exactly how to be a reaction channel. Like, we kind of go as we go, as we think is the right way. And right now, us and Shane included thinks this is the best way for right now. So it has been an incredibly stressful week, though.
No.
And we don't want that to fall to our audience in terms of the stress. Like, we want to make sure that we're still providing good content, and you guys, you know, can come and watch and forget about some things. But, you know, right now, Shane is not going to be part of Blind Wave in that regard.
Yeah. We did, like, over the course of, you know, all this, since our post on Tuesday was, you know, we were looking at, you know, what people were saying and stuff. Our message was never intended to necessarily say that things were because of mental health. They were more as a message to let people know that things were occurring.
Yeah.
It was worded very formally because it is a business, and we wanted to make sure that there's a separation of, like, here's Shane. If Shane wants to go and take, you know, do something on his own, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, that he's free to do that, and it's also not reflected on Blind Wave as far as, you know, maybe a new, you know, if he wanted to do videos or something else on his own, you know. So there needs to be a line of division just from a business standpoint. Also, we wanted to have some kind of announcement to let people know before having the podcast. Through that, though, we have looked through various comments, lots of questions, lots of things that either through YouTube or through Twitter or through Instagram. You know, like.
And, you know, when Shane was off earlier this year, it was for mental health, that he needed a break. You know, this time, you know, I think people assumed it was the same, but it was important for us to make sure that we clarified that it's not for that. It's for these other reasons, you know. But we still, I mean, I can speak for all of us here, 100% support him in his you know, battle with not battle, but his dealing with his own mental health and being able to, you know, better himself because of this experience and because of him taking responsibility, you know, for these things. So, I've gotten stressed and frustrated and angry and all that stuff, but I feel very good that Shane was like, you guys are right. I need to do this. I need to resign. I need to work on these things. And I felt very...
there wasn't a fight.
There was no fight.
You know,
no. He was like, we
just all realized that it's what needed to happen.
Yeah. And with, you know, and even still, like, with depression and stuff, too, like, I know that that's an issue that he's going with. And, you know, I know some people have stated, like, we have a lot of questions here, too, that we've been looking at and collecting and stuff over time. And, you know... I don't know. It's just, it's a tough thing, you know, and we wanted to make sure that we're as fair to everybody as we can be, but also if there's no trust, we need to make sure that we're taking actions on certain things. So, one question. I mean, the main question I think we've covered already about Shane, like people asking if he's fired or any of that kind of stuff. I mean. He resigned through our decisions and talk and stuff. Like, we wanted to have accountability in some way or fashion, and he thought it was best that he resigned rather than anything else occurring. So, I know a lot of people are asking, like, what happened? You know, what he did. Did Shane do something wrong or violate company rules? Did the crew have a disagreement or fight with Shane? As far as, like, agreement or company rules, you know, we never had anything in our, like, company rules that necessarily covered anything like this. I would say the main thing was not always. I think the biggest thing with us was that it was not full honesty all the time. Like, I feel like should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you don't have that, if you don't have the trust that there's a full honesty between partners and best friends and all that kind of stuff, I feel like that is the biggest issue that we had to hurdle.
Yeah.
So.
And also just breaching that trust with
Yeah.
some members of the community as well.
Yeah.
Like we said before.
With that too, I know some people asked if there was going to be any kind of goodbye video, or if there's going to be any kind of like farewell Discord channel or any of that kind of stuff. We're not going to be having any of those kind of things.
Yeah.
The video we had here, we thought was important to actually hear from Shane. For this year, but everything else that's been recorded previously will be coming out. So Shane will be in those if he was in those videos.
Which some things we're more ahead of with others.
Yeah.
So some things you'll see him in more.
We're not going to be removing past videos or anything.
No.
So all of the reaction videos from everything else in the past
No,
is
not
going
at
to be there.
Yeah.
So one question was, is this forever? I think the best answer right now is indefinitely, I guess. Like it's
I mean, we hope that, you know, through actions and maybe our help as friends, that like Shane can earn that trust back.
Exactly.
And like, you know, I do want to work with Shane again. Now is not the time, and there is no, well, you know, in 6 months that's when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or anything.
There's no like fixed timeline.
No, it's just, you know, he, you know, can hopefully use this time to work on himself.
Yeah.
Work on his family.
And, you know, we're here for him. He knows this. I mean, I tell him this every day, but we're here for him 24/7, anytime he needs us, you know, as friends, as a fellow human being. You know, having compassion for someone that's wronged you is, you know, or is wronged others. Like, it's really easy to not have that. And I fully believe that, like, you know, like I said, like, I support Shane taking responsibility for these things, and I'm here 100% for him. But I don't want to expose, you know, the Blind Wave audience to what's going to be hard to get through with those things, you know. And like, as a business, we can't be there, but as friends, oh yeah, we're definitely there, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like, we have to do the things that are right, and that includes being there for him 100%.
Yeah. Will you be replacing Shane on the crew? I mean, no. I mean, Blind Wave is Blind Wave. Like, I mean, as things go on, if someone, you know, we brought in Rick, that was a thing. Yeah. But it's not like, well, now there's a slot and we're gonna fill that slot or anything like that.
No. So I mean, before Rick, there was just the four of us.
Yeah. But there is no replacing Shane in Blind Wave. I mean, I've said it this last week, you know, being like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard because he's such an integral part with us. But, you know, we're still here. We're still working. But, you know, the transition, you know, it's going to be a little rough. But my greatest responsibility, honestly, with all this stuff is I just want to make sure the people that are out there, they're like, oh man, you know what really has helped me today is I know it's Monday, and I'm going to watch that video that Blind Wave puts out every Monday. It's part of my routine. I want to continue putting that out there for that person, you know? Yeah. So it's going to be rough for us, but, I mean, like we said before, I mean, the door isn't closed shut and boarded up, you know?
Yeah.
It's open. You know, Shane just needs to be the person that is able to walk through it without any regrets.
Yeah, I mean, we're all really happy he's been able to recognize his mistakes, and we think that's a powerful first step.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's still more steps to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one was, will you be removing Shane from any of the past content or any kind of branding or any of that kind of stuff? As we said, all the videos are going to stay the same.
Yeah.
You know, things like YouTube banners and stuff like that may be altering here.
I mean, we've been trying to change that for the last two months, but with COVID and lockdown, we haven't been able to do any of the stuff that we wanted to change.
It's not a thing that we were, like, prepared for to have, like, well, we got to get rid of this or that. So there may be some changes like that will occur over some time, but I don't think it's going to be like an overnight thing.
No.
the last two I had were just a few more constant questions. One was, one is a smaller one that was just talking about the D&D campaign.
Sure.
We'll figure all content coming forward. We're gonna try to figure out the best that we can do with any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it's the D&D thing or reactions or whatever, it's gonna be us trying to figure out how to go forward with all of it. But we want to try to keep the content still moving. We're not gonna try to stop anything. The last question that we had was just if we were still friends.
Which I feel like from the topics of conversation that we've had, like, we're fully behind Shane, like bettering himself and taking the responsibility for what he's done and the things that he said.
But yeah, once again, I just want to make sure to kind of clarify, like, our initial response, we didn't intend for it to be a depression stance. I agree with Shane even said in the recording that that's a separate issue. That's also something that should be talked about amongst people to make sure people are good with it. But that was not the reason for this leave. Even though he did leave prior, that is unrelated to this incident. So the other thing I really want to say, I guess, is just I think our biggest priority is trying to make sure we're always doing what's best for our community. That goes with with this kind of decision. It goes with when we added Rick in. It goes with if someone gets banned on Discord, like all that kind of stuff. All those decisions always like what's best for the community and how do we go forward, trying to make sure that everyone is safe. Everyone feels safe, that they can talk and not feel like they're going to be attacked or that they're vulnerable or that someone's anything. That's how it is for almost every decision I feel like that we make, or at least that I make. But we think that this is the best decision at this time, and if a time comes when we think a best decision would be to have Shane back, I hope that happens. I hope that,
and even back in a different capacity, like it doesn't have to be a full partner to be in videos again. Something like that. Like that trust can build itself up in stages.
It's when you're doing something like this, when it's YouTube, when it's like when we started doing this, so much of it was let's just give it a try. Let's see if it's something that we can do. And then we found an audience, and people were like, "Hey, we like what you do," and the trust that you guys put in us to be honest when we're reacting, to be honest when you ask us a question, that's super important to us, and it's something that Shane needs to build back up with us. It's something Shane needs to build back up with the community. But we just want to reiterate, this kind of stuff. There's nothing. Shane isn't being unjustly apologetic with what he's done. I would at the very least ask you guys to trust us that we're trying to do the absolute best that we can. But I love that man, and I always will. I look forward to a day where if it's possible for him to come back and work every day, but if not, that's not going to change the fact that I'm probably still going to talk to him every day. We're going to hang out. I'm going to watch his kids grow up, all that stuff. So,
yeah.
Have you been taking any relevant questions from chat or anything?
No, I haven't been looking at I've been watching chat, but I haven't looked through questions or anything too. If there's anything that people have been asking necessarily or submitting. But no, I hope that the stuff he works towards and the things he does can better himself. I appreciate him, sending us this video and taking responsibility for his, any misconduct, any inappropriate behaviors, any breaches of trust, all that kind of stuff, and at least taking ownership of it. Because this was a difficult conversation for all of us and for everybody, and we wanted to make sure, especially in our first one, before actually getting a chance to talk with everybody and stuff, that our first statement was direct enough to let people know what was happening, but we didn't want to have anything where anyone was taking, upset at any individuals or any certain person or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we didn't want anyone. I don't know. It's a tough thing. It's something that I've never had. Like, I never thought about, like, well, what do I say during these kind of moments and stuff too?
You feel blessed that you're really inexperienced in this.
Yeah, like removing a member, like adding a member, is so much easier than discussing and having the decision to have to remove somebody. But I'll look through some of the questions too, if anyone else, or I know Calvin's been a little quiet, but if anyone wanted to say anything or had any thoughts, let me look and see if there's any questions or thoughts coming through.
No, it's
mainly just people like in the chat itself, not necessarily asking, using the Twitch tool to ask things.
You did. All right. I mean, there is talk about could you guys clear up anything as far as breaches of trust within the community? Not whatever he did with you guys, but he said something about the community, and no one seems to know.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as that, it's that can go along with any kind of if he has any kind of inappropriate behaviors, whether it's things he knows of or not. He wants to take responsibility for that kind of stuff. I mean, there's been incidents with me personally that were trust issues that I have, and I don't know necessarily everything there is about the community. I don't get told everything. I don't know 100% everything that's going on or anything. I try to listen to everybody that comes to me and talks to me. I try to make sure that I'm at least an ear that people can talk to.
Yeah. And
then I try to, relay things to anybody if I feel like it's something that needs to be being said. I don't know what the words are necessarily for the community side of things. The best thing I know is that there was, like you said, there was nothing illegal with anything.
Yeah.
At most, it was what we would call inappropriate behavior, I think. Yeah. And just maybe a issue of maybe misconduct or maybe not even realizing what he does. I mean, Shane on the channel sometimes says things that I wouldn't say. Sometimes does stuff that I wouldn't say.
Sure, this is not that.
Yeah. There's just different things. So.
Yeah. I mean, I know how frustrating it can be listening to something like this and being like, you guys are being too vague, but we want to be as specific as possible. Like there was inappropriate things and bad behavior on Shane's part in regards to our community and members of the community, and we just we do not tolerate that. So this was a thing where it's like, hey, these kind of things ain't gonna happen here. So
yeah. And if we don't feel that someone is a trustworthy person to have in the community in various fashions, then we want to make sure that that's not an issue.
Yeah. And we want to respect the privacy of as many people as we can as well.
Yeah.
Like I can sit here and say stuff, Shane can say stuff for himself, but other people aren't here to talk for themselves, and we don't expect them to. So we have to respect that privacy.
Yeah, and I don't mean to diminish any of that, but that's also a part of a greater whole.
Yeah.
As well.
Yep.
Yeah. No. I mean, I can talk about a situation from mine that involved it, which basically just resulted in. For me, it was a lie about my wife that just didn't sit well with me, and that's been a thing that's been in the back of my mind for a while now, and it's things like that just kind of cause problems and stuff. So since that was discussed at one point, so it had been back and forth, but it's various things. So
yeah.
as far as Shane working, Ackerman asked, I don't know what necessarily his plans are for going forward, but we will see. I mean, I don't know that you guys will see, but he'll do what he feels is best, I hope.
He's open
and
to do whatever he likes. We can't reveal any sort of financial stuff.
Yeah.
Or like obligations of the company to him or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that he's okay, as friends.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, will you guys still be going forward with the Star Wars podcast? It's been in the works. I imagine we'll try to do what we can.
I mean, look, Shane was going to be a huge part of that, and it definitely will change exactly how we go about those things. And, not to say that he won't ever be a part of it again, but yeah, it's one of those things where, like, it's getting certain things back, both from because 2020 has been such a crazy year with the shutdowns and all that stuff, but we want to jump on those things because you could sit me in a room alone and I could talk about Star Wars for hours and hours and hours with myself,
It's true.
So it's going to be different. It's not going to be exactly what my vision, our vision was for it, but if there's anything that can be, always positive for me, it's being able to talk with friends about Star Wars. So I'm going to be good with that.
Yeah, I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
So, Hilding says, "Thank you, Blind Wave. You explained well enough for me." Well, we appreciate that, Hilding.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? There's a jokey one. Just says, "Stay strong," though, in the end of it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably most of the questions that's been submitted here. I know a lot of people have different thoughts, different questions.
Yeah.
Like we said, we're not going into everything. We think that some privacy is merited in some of these situations. We hope that you guys will respect that.
Yep.
And that, going forward, I hope that you guys can trust us to try to do what we feel is best, not just for Blind Wave as a whole, but for the community, for you guys, for our Discord, for our channel, all of that. We really love you guys. We really appreciate you guys, caring enough to want to know, to miss people, to all that kind of stuff. So it's been stressful. It's been a difficult thing. We're hoping going forward we can hopefully make the transition as smooth as we can. Yeah, maybe at some point things can hopefully improve, and I really hope that Shane is able to do everything that he needs to better himself, to gain our trust back, to gain the community's trust back, and all that. So
yeah, and he's got all the support he needs with us as friends to do those things. So
I don't know if we have anything. Does anyone else have anything else that they wanted to add or say, or anything that we didn't discuss yet, or anything? Or
not really, man. It's just this last week's been real crazy, and at a certain point this week I've just like, what, I don't want to talk about it right now. So like getting onto the podcast today, it's pretty fucking tough, Yeah. But I owe that, we owe that to you guys to be able to, I know it's going to be incredibly frustrating for a lot of people because it's like, well, we should probably know more, or I want to know more, but we're trying to do our best by you guys. We really, really, really are. So, it's going to be an interesting transition to pre-Shane, post-Shane, or whatever. But these three guys here sitting in front of me, like I know that they're going to work really hard to make sure that we continue as much as we can what Blind Wave has always been, which is a group of friends sitting around shooting the shit, talking about interesting things, and hopefully people out there that might not have people in their life they can do that with find some comfort in. So that's always been important to us, and it continues to be.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We're not going to be trying to fill 2 hours or anything, so we're going to be just appreciative of you guys tuning in, listening, and respecting our decisions and everyone's privacy involved in this situation. And we hope that we can, continue to do great stuff, good content, and be enjoyable for you guys and everyone else who joins in over the future. So
and we should say, because we did say it in the initial response, but I know a lot of people follow Shane on his social medias and stuff, but just please be excellent to each other, and please respect some privacy. There's a lot of things in here that we can't really talk about, but you don't want to go hounding people or anything like that. Just be cool, be excellent to each other, as Bill and Ted would say.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So. All right. Does anyone have anything else? Calvin, Rick?
No. It's been rough.
Just kind of drained.
I'm sure it's going to be rough for a little while, but like as far as the content goes, I don't want to bring any of that into that. That's an escape for people. So none of that is going to slow down. The streams are going to keep going. And I'm excited for some things maybe we have planned for in the future.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
A sad day, but I have hope, and I think Shane has hope too.
He does.
And I hope we can leave chat with a sense of hope as well.
I mean, the last time I saw him, the only reason it didn't end with a handshake and a hug was because of COVID, and he'd slap me before he'd hug me.
That's true.
So,
but no, I mean, I love this job. It's been one of the best things. It's built one of the best communities I think on the internet. I take great pride in trying to make sure I'm always trying to watch or talk with the mods, Discord, who also help with YouTube and different things too, and trying to make sure that what's going on in the community between people who want to be friends and care about each other and stuff, making sure that they're having fun, they're enjoying it, that they feel safe. And with that, starting up things like WaveCon and stuff, it's been crazy, it's been amazing, and I want to keep our community as safe as possible.
Yep.
And going forward, like we said, Shane will be absent from Blind Wave in general. We have no answer of anything being returned, him returning at any point.
Yep.
Whether that's videos, channel, WaveCon, any of that kind of stuff. So
we do intend to be back for the stream tomorrow.
We do.
We're gonna try to not cancel any kind of reactions or anything, and we want to continue all the streams that we can. As we've been doing.
Yeah, it's important to us to keep that going. We're not going to go into any of the topics today. It's not a normal podcast. We're not going to I have a really funny poop story. We're not going to do that right now. So I think that's going to be it for the podcast. We appreciate everybody listening and understanding, and the people that don't understand. We appreciate at least hearing these words and understand that we're trying to do our best, and ultimately I believe Shane is going to try to do his best. So good luck to him and all that.
There's not necessarily a lot more we can say, but if people have further questions or concerns, do we have a good way for them to do that?
I mean, we have an email. We have we're probably going to stop the stream here soon, but you can all you guys always just I don't know what the right word is. We got Twitter, we got all that stuff that we can reach out. We try to be as open as possible. We talk on our Discord as much as we can and all that stuff. So I mean, if there's any clarifying questions and stuff like that, we'll address it when it comes. So but that's pretty much everything that we wanted to let you guys know about today. Again, appreciate you being here and following along the next chapter of Blind Wave. So you guys got anything else?
No, just want to remind everybody just to be respectful of everyone's privacy. This isn't the time to start pointing fingers or digging or anything like that.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys tuning in and being here and supporting us. And we look forward to continuing to do more content for you guys in the future. So
be excellent to each other.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.